Here's how to reset your life. You could do this in 1 hour, 1 day, or weeks. Here's what's important to follow a reset with your body, your mind, your spirit to get alignment. And typically I need a reset as we go through winter. Like we're in now. I'm filming this in mid-February, and winter for me is the time of resetting. It's a time where demons come alive in our world, and it's important to recognize this season of change. Change is a time for reflection. Reflection is a time for understanding your current state of being. And your current state of being is your reality. Your reality is what you focus on. Your focus is all that matters. It's the only thing that matters because what you focus on is what you become. When my reality becomes too much to handle and I need a reset, I allow myself to spend 2 weeks to follow a protocol that makes me get back in a state of normal. State of normal is where I thrive and believe that we all thrive. This doesn't have to take 14 days, but these are the steps that I take to reset my life in a positive way. Step 1, unplug from your current reality. My current reality is typical to most people that I've found. I get up in the morning, I get my glass of water, I take a shower, I try and do some meditation. Sometimes I fail to do it. Sometimes I get a workout in. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I go through my day with intention. I go through my day to accomplish one big task that I set out at the top of the list that I wrote out the night before. Sometimes I'm unable to accomplish anything. And other days I become unstoppable and am able to cross off tasks every freaking 10 minutes. I need to unplug from my reality and remove myself from what is happening around me. By doing this, it allows me to focus on meditation and breath work. The mind is the largest muscle in your body. If you don't take care of your mind, your body and spirit will suffer. It's important to understand this fact. By understanding this fact, you'll become stronger. And by becoming stronger, you'll become more confident. And with confidence comes power. And with power comes happiness. The key here is to unplug from your reality and focus on nothing but allowing your mind to be free from thought. This is my version of meditation. If your mind wanders in thought, bring it back to your breath. Breathing will provide clarity of mind. Clarity of mind allows you to unplug from reality. This is the first step. It can take you 5 minutes or a full day, but it is step 1. Step 2, recognize who you really are. Once you're able to unplug from the current reality, it's time to recognize who you really are. In this moment, ask yourself these questions. What do I care about? Who do I want to be around? How do I want to be remembered? Where do I want to spend my time? And being able to focus on these questions and clearly articulate the answers, they'll allow you to spend your time building the life you truly want to live. If you don't have clarity on what you want out of life, what are you doing with your time? By the time your kids turn 18, you've spent 95% of time with them. That's a stat that I've read a few times, and it really hits home for me because I'm a parent. Being able to stop, reflect, and think about these questions allows me to refine and really define who I am as a human and what I want out of this life. My attention and focus is what matters most. If I'm focused more on my iPhone notifications going off than the people around me, who am I and what do I want to be? Take a journal, start writing the answers to the questions we just talked about. Journaling is a powerful exercise that allows you to take your attention into written word. Written words turn into who you become. Books are written to help the authors clarify who they are, what they stand for, and their life's work. You don't need to write a book, but you do need to stop and think about what you want out of life. This step and time allows you to do just that. Step 3 is let your mind wander. If you're anything like me, it's important to have headspace to let your mind wander. Not in a way that you're unable to have clear thoughts, not in a way that makes you think about what you don't have or what you wish you had. This is a time for your mind to wander on the questions in step 2 that we just went through. You should be able to write down answers to these questions, but if you're anything like me, you just need more time. So I highly recommend you go for a walk, and a walk will help you clarify your thoughts. Being outside in sunlight while freeing your mind to wander allows you to build a new muscle, a muscle that many don't flex. When I did this for the first time, I was entering uncharted waters, waters that I hadn't been into, waters that I felt were extremely dangerous. Dangerous, not because I was gonna get hurt, but because it was the unknown. I was blinded by the power of what it could bring to my life. By entering the danger zone, I've been able to create new space for new ideas. New ideas spark creation. Creation is the juice that allows you to begin the reset of your life into a new place you've never been before. It's a stunning place to be. In a bizarre way, it's the only place you should be, the place that you've never been before, the place of exploration of thought and your future. Bring yourself to this creation zone and let your mind wander so you can begin to reset your life in a way that you really want. Now, the next part is step 4. And this is big. It's focusing on one thing. Your life is a collection of things that you own, things that are in your mind, things in your life. Being an owner of things is stressful. Stress creates anxiety. Anxiety creates thoughts, thoughts that you don't want to get into. Focus on less. Focus on removing things. Focus on one thing. Your unconscious mind will wander to things you own, things in your mind and things in your life. Your conscious mind can have an open and narrow focus. By allowing your conscious mind to have a narrow focus on one thing, you'll be able to redefine and reset your life. So think about this question. What is the one thing that gives you joy in life? If you had all the money and freedom in the world, what would you do? That's the one thing that you should be doing. So ask yourself, why aren't you doing that now? Sure, you could give yourself excuses of why you aren't doing it now. There are always going to be excuses. I can come up with an excuse for why I didn't go to the gym this morning or why I ate that cookie last night. There were 2 of them actually. But I challenge myself every day to narrow my focus on one thing that allows me to change my focus. One thing that allows me to reset my life in a positive way. This is not a drill. This is not a test. This is your freaking life and your reality. Focus on less. Focus on nothing except for that one thing that will allow you to become the superpower you want to be, the super person that you want to become. Build a system and process around you to make sure you're able to do this one thing. Your reset of life depends on it. Now, step 5 is defining your 3 pillars. Turn your one thing into 3 things. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, my one thing is writing. Digital writing, to be specific. I found that I get the most joy and happiness out of distilling my thoughts into words. Those words turn into sentences, and those sentences turn into my thoughts that I can share. All my content, including this video, comes from written words. I find that by articulating what I'm feeling, it allows me to speak my truth. So, back to my point here. Breaking one thing into 3. My 3 things are LinkedIn content and posts, YouTube videos like this, and then turning my LinkedIn content into YouTube shorts and Instagram reels. Imagine you find yourself wanting to reset your life. You want to break down what you care about into bite-sized pieces and truly think about what you care about in life. I did this and came to the conclusion that my true calling is to write, to help those around me articulate their voice into words they can share on platforms like this. These platforms allow anyone to have their voice. Their voice becomes a content creator. Content creators become influencers. Influencers become the voice of brands. Brands influence the masses that consume content. The one thing that I've found that I've broken into 3 is the ability to write. Now, step 6 is write all day. This works for me. I challenge you to do the same. Sit down and spend one day writing. You can have questions to prompt your thoughts. I can provide a few if you want in the comments below, just ask. My objective with this is to spend a full day of just writing to find my voice. My voice is what people hear. What people hear turns into attention and action. Here's how I do this. I go get a journal and pen. I go for a walk for 30 minutes and clear my mind. I find a space that's quiet and will allow me to focus. I put in my ear pods and listen to white noise. I think about one question I want to ponder in my life. I write for 30 minutes and then I stop. I read what I wrote. Then I start with another question that comes from reading what I wrote. And then I repeat step 6. And I do this as long as I can until I need a break. And I come back to this to allow my mind to build the muscle of habit, the habit of writing. I find this to be one of the most therapeutic things that I can do. Now, the next step is releasing your energy. After this writing session, I run until I can't run anymore. I want to release that writing energy. It's a muscle that I haven't used in this way. And being able to run and release my mind to focus on something else allows for a reset of the body and mind. So do this 3 times. Sprint, walk it out. Sprint, walk it out. Sprint, walk it out. It's a powerful reset on life. Now, let's come back, and step 8 is revisiting this one thing. Come back to the thing that you found to be the most important thing for you to focus on in your life. Is this still what you want to focus on? Sit with this for 1 minute. Ask yourself, is this what I want to do with my life? The answer may surprise you. The answer for me is digital writing. Learning to write has been the most powerful, inspiring way for me to reset my life. Did you find that writing's the path for you? Now, step 9 is start to write. Whether you decide that writing was the one thing or not, it's important to understand the power of it. The power of writing leads you to gaining attention and building an audience. This power will unlock your ability to places you've never been or heard of. It's the skill that unlocks new levels in this game of life we're all living. And without this skill of writing, you'll be lost. The future's bright for those that understand this. So I want you to click the link below to join the Active Creator Mode newsletter, where I'll be dropping actionable tips to allow you to start creating content today. By learning to write, it has allowed me to create this content in the newsletter and everything else that you see from me. This lets me share tactics on writing and how to help you turn on creator mode. Learning to write will reset your life. Thanks for making it this far. See everybody in the next video.